Okay, so the first thing that we're going to need to do is remove this trim piece here, and that'll give us access to the screw on the side of the shift knob, and then we'll be able to remove the factory shift knob. So the first thing that we need to do is we're going to pop this plastic trim piece up, and don't be afraid of it. It's going to be pretty stiff to pull up, but you're not going to break anything. So we're just going to kind of put our fingers right under here and just pull up until it pops out. So right there you heard it pop, and then it popped there, and then there's some clips up here. You're just going to kind of slide it back, and now that's free, and we're going to kind of just pull up on the piece here, and that's going to give us access to the screw on the side of the shift knob. Okay, so on the driver's side of the car, there's going to be a screw on the side of the shifter that we need to remove, and it's about right here. So I don't know how well it's going to show up on the camera, but we're just simply going to unscrew that screw. And then what that's going to do is that's going to allow the shift knob to slide right off. Okay, so once we have the shift boot and the shift knob off of the shifter, we're going to need to take the shift knob off the factory boot here. And to do that, you can use like a flathead screwdriver. I'm actually going to use like a paint scraper here, but there's this plastic trim ring here that you're just going to start prying up and working free of the boot. Just work your way around it. Like I said, a flathead screwdriver will do the same thing. So that actually popped the shift knob off here. So the shift knob's now free. So we're going to set that aside. And now this plastic ring has got to come all the way off of the shift boot. So what you need to do is just keep working around and prying it to get it off of there. Just use my fingers here and gently pull it. And then we'll take that right off. On the 2010 to the 2012, what you're going to need to do to get your shift knob off is you're just going to grab it with two hands and just yank it off. It can take quite a bit of effort, but just pull on it really good and it'll pop off the shifter, and then the boot will be zip tied on, and you just clip off the factory zip tie. And on the 13 to 15 Camaro, there is going to be a screw like we had on this one, but I believe it's going to either be in the back or the front, so you're just going to undo the screw on the 13 to 15. Okay, so what we have is we have three different adapters, and they'll all look the same, but each one is specific to the year Camaro. So like this one, for example, is for the 2010 to 2012, this one is for the 13 to 15, and this one is for the 16 and newer. And there's only some slight variances in them that make them fit the specific car. Like for example, this one, the bore on the inside of it is actually a taper bore, so that when it goes on the factory shifter, it's going to actually be like a taper lock. So it's going to go down, you can push it, and there's no slop here. And then what you'll need to do is go around and tighten up the 4 set screws around the bottom of the adapter. And then like the difference for the 13 Camaro just has a straight shaft with a hole in one flat. This is the adapter for the 13. It's just got a straight through bore there, and all the bores that we hold are within just a thou or two of this shaft here, so that when you slide it on, there's no slop here. So what you're going to want to do is take this adapter on the 13 to 15 car, and you're going to want to pull it up till where it's about flush with this shaft, and then you're going to want to go around and tighten up the 4 set screws around that. So on the 2016 and newer Camaro, what we're going to have is a big hole here, and then we're going to have 2 set screws on the side. So this big hole here we're going to line up with the hole that's in the shifter. and then we're going to thread in the long set screw. And what that's going to do is that set screw there is actually going to thread all the way through the shifter shaft here so that the adapter can't ever come off. And you're going to take it and you're just going to lightly snug it up, and then you'll notice that you can't pull that off, and that's because that long set screw is going all the way through the shaft. So once you get it through there, you're just going to come back and just lightly snug it. You don't have to crank on it. And then we're going to come to the one in the back, bring it up till it touches, and then we're going to come to the one in the front, bring it up till it touches, snug it, snug the one in the back, and then you can go ahead and lightly tighten it. Again, you don't have to kill these. And then the adapter's on the shifter itself. Okay, once you have the adapter on and the set screws tight, what you're going to want to do is just take the center console piece in your boot here, and you're just going to work it on over the adapter. And make sure you don't clip this down yet, so just go over the adapter here with the boot. You're going to want to pull it all the way down so that you can see the groove, and once the boot's below the adapter in the groove here, then we're going to lift the bezel part back up, making sure to keep the boot below the adapter. And then we're going to take the provided zip tie, and we're going to put the zip tie around the boot right into the groove of the adapter. You gotta kind of feel your way around with the zip tie to make sure it's in the groove. And then go ahead and snug up the zip tie. And then we're going to take a pair of snips and just clip off the excess zip tie. And then you're going to want to start by putting the clips under and then pop down the rest of the bezel trim here. And then we're going to take and we're going to apply with the supplied blue Loctite to put a few drops right on the threads here, and then you're going to thread the shift knob down. So right there it doesn't line up, so we need to back it off to about right there, and then you're going to let the Loctite dry overnight and you're good to go. And we will be providing, like, we have a white ball, we have a black ball, we'll do a few of like the Rally Sport here, just different shift knobs that we'll be offering, different colors. That's it.